All right, welcome back. You're watching The Break on this first day of April 2025 with not General, but Geoffrey Ruku, who is the Cabinet Secretary nominee for Public Service Ministry. I have Nelson Koech from Belgut. I have Gathano Moshomba from Githunguri and Anthony Kibagendi from Kitutu Chache South. We were just concluding that conversation about what General Kahariri said. But 1 year later, the Standard is talking about no answers on General Ogolla crash. He died on the 18th of April, so it's just a few days to that anniversary. What is the status about investigations into his death and the crash itself?
I wouldn't know. I'm told that there's a delay from the Canadian company that was to analyze the wreckage and bring the report. There hasn't been a report from that Canadian company. That's delaying, the conclusion of what exactly happened to General Ogolla. We are, as many many members of the public, are interested to know what really happened to our good general. He was my personal friend. I will really, really want also to know what really happened to General Ogolla. Yeah,
so the committee, you're not furnished with the details as yet?
We are not. We are not furnished as a committee. I mean, it's an opportunity.
Locally, the military is not able to conclusively establish what the challenge was?
There hasn't been any conclusion whatsoever.
Is that normal, 1 year later?
It is. I mean, it is a question that we should all ask as a country, that what will probably be happening, because there has to be an account of what exactly happened to the general and the other officers who perished with him. It's a concern to the country, because the apex of the military, when you lose a general, there has to be a report on exactly what happened. Okay. It still is a concern.
Okay, all right. Of course, we'll wait. We'll continue to wait. There's nothing much you can do. Parliament is also waiting for the answers of what happened to that aircraft. We'll see what progresses from there.
Well, let me also say something, Sam, that we all must start as a country thinking on what exactly to do. We have to remember that our military is very poorly resourced compared to what it is supposed to undertake. That's putting our military in very, very serious risk. We must be very sure, and these are questions that I'm just answering. As a committee, we visited most of the military installations. For instance, in Kenya Air Force in Isili, Kenya Air Force, the base in Isili. Mm-hmm. And it is concerning because there has not been enough budget to cater for maintenance of our aircraft and so on and so forth. So it is important as a country to also think that we must think on how best we can resource.
So have we done anything in the current year's budget? We had a budget last year. We have a budget in this year.
Yes, we've escalated the budget. But you see, there is a budget that you do, and then there is the exchequer that is released. So the biggest problem that the military have today is the exchequer release. I can tell you, it's there, it's a public document. The military, as we sit today, has a debt of 29 billion. If you cannot resource that debt, if the exchequer is not going to be released to support that debt, then
they owe it to who?
To suppliers.
Local or foreign?
Both local and foreign suppliers. So the moment that suppliers...
What sort of supplies?
So different supplies, whether it's a spare parts for our aircrafts, whether it's capabilities, whether it's bullets. We have a bullet factory that is in Eldoret. It has its own challenges that I do not want to speak here publicly about. But I will just want to say generally that we have a whole of 29 billion. That is a concern, because today, if suppliers do not trust our military, if public cannot supply the military just because they are not being paid, then we do not have a military. That is extremely concerning. So I just want to plead, even to those who are watching me, particularly those from the Treasury, that they must provide the exchequer for our defense.
All right. I'm sure they'll hear you also when you invite them to